And welcome to Bargain and Subscription Gaming. My name is Rich, and we're going to play a little Citizen Sleeper 2 Starward Vector. We're going to do it like I did Citizen Sleeper 1. We're going to do one cycle at a time. I'm playing this on Xbox Game Pass. It's free on Game Pass. Let's see. Okay. You know, I'm going to play safe because I just want to get through the story. I don't want to play it unrisky. I didn't realize there is an intended difficulty. Yeah, I don't care. I'm going with the easiest one. Alrighty, let's see. Choose class. Reboot? An operator. Oh, it locks out like an entire skill tree. Let's see. A rally. Focus. A machinist, operator, extractor. So those are the three. I kind of like it engaged on the last one. So maybe we'll go with the operator. Because I think it's kind of like what I did last time. Yeah, I think that's what we did when I played Citizen Sleeper 1. Well, operator sleepers are built to work with drones or remote machines over local networks to perform corporate resource extraction from a distance. Operators have expertise in working with interfaces and computer systems, but are more physically fragile than other sleepers. Their reboot skill allows them to hack their own systems or re-roll dice, a risky but potentially powerful move. Sleepers assigned to operator work are usually cerebral and precise people. We're going to confirm class. We're going to go very similar sounding music to the last one. In a moment before waking, the dark space before conscious thought, you struggle to find the pieces of yourself. Usually these pieces come with a particular cadence, each appearing sequentially like the boot process of an old terminal. First, your body, artificial, compromised, but relaying sense data all the same. Then it's context, the breeze of air filtration, the soft contact of your birth in zero-G. Then emotion, coming into focus, coming into your body, bringing with it the first instinct, the one that has framed your past 100 cycles of fear. But that familiar sequence does not arrive. Instead, you are unmoored in space, your body distant, your context silent, even your emotions somehow obscured and scattered. Among all that disarray, only one familiar thing arrives, the fear. It is the scrambled, the panicked fear, the drowning fear, the falling fear, the fear that makes you reach desperately for any stable point. It is the fear that tells you something is wrong, something is very wrong with you. Wake up, sleeper, the voices whisper in your ear. An act that makes you suddenly aware of your head, pulsing in pain, your body rigged with tension. Sleeper, a familiar name, a mind copied, emulated, a body built, implanted, one person sleeping until their debt is worked away, the double being made to work, to be consumed and eventually to be destroyed, a proxy, an emulation, a sleeper. That is what you are. But you escaped, you remember that now, broke free of your corporate creators, SNRP, in search of a future. You cannot remember the details of your escape, but you know that fear has been with you ever since. All of a sudden you remember you have eyes and your eyes flicker open. Laine. Pale eyes and a pale face. Laine. Name comes with its own specific sensation of fear. Once you recoil from instinctively. Sorry to interrupt the sharp smirk, but this ends here. You search your mind for more than a name. Is this how you reward me for my generosity? Laine is leaning over your horizontal floating body, looking down in your eyes. I took you in, protected you, gave you a purpose. You try to look away to the corner of your vision to find something you understand. Your body does not respond. I suppose that wasn't enough. He reached into the pocket of his jacket and retrieved a small vial. This wasn't enough. The vial glitters, this object you know and have known for a long time. Stabilizer, drug that keeps your artificial body, your emulated mind, from inevitable decay. The only balm for your planned obsolescence, the liquid rolling in that vial fills you with disgust. Laine pockets the vial, but it would be wasted on you now, after what you have done to this body of yours. He looks at you with palpable disgust. Laine's eyes scan your body as they do, you become aware of the wires and tubes attached to you, as though that were meant to free you from dependence from the stabilizer and the control of Grant's Laine. They are free, you piece of shit. They don't need you anymore. The voice comes from somewhere behind Laine's head. It's a voice you know, but when you search your mind to try to understand why, you find only dizzying darkness. Shut him up, Laine barks command. You hear the sound of impact of pain from elsewhere in the room. You try to move your limbs again, and this time you feel a flicker, the twitch of a finger. You feel the extension and compression of a synthetic muscle. Free are you, Laine smirks. You were free when I disabled your tracker. When I gave you the stabilizer you needed, he scans your body with angry eyes. Now you aren't free, you're just broken. I had such big plans for you, Sleeper, and I invested in you. Laine grips your arm hard. You feel a jolt of reaction. You will the arm to move, but you have ruined all that. Laine speaks louder over the sound of the struggle behind him. I'll try to preserve your body, of course. I have my own uses for it. But your emulation, you feel one of his hands stretching behind your head. He finds and grips a thick cable running into the port of the base of your skull. I'll burn that out. Laine jerks forward, slamming across your body and spinning away out of sight. You feel yourself rolling, the cables plugged into you, looping and wrapping around your limbs. Then you feel hands steadying you, pulling cables. You glance around widely and see someone diligently unplugging you. You meet his eyes. Hey, he waves a hand in your dazed face. We need to move. Wave won't be out long. He unloops a cable from around your wrist. Sleeper, help me out here. You blink slowly. You know this person? He leans over you and feel his hand detecting flicker switches, releasing locks. Come on. He tugs the connector clear and pulls you up. You see the room you are in for the first time, filled with tech and terminals, wires waving everywhere, all lit by big windows looking out on an impossibly bright, screen-filled street beyond. In the corner you see dark shape of floating bodies surrounded by a glittering constellation of crimson bubbles. Is that blood? Move, you are wrestled and shoved toward the door, which slides open in front of you, and then you are out in that brightness, all the movement gliding hard towards some unknown destination. Come to a stop at a dark alley. The one who guides you here pauses to catch his breath. He doubles over besides on a massive life support unit. It sends a lukewarm breeze across your skin. Alright, pause there for a second. Let me get back in this. You come to a stop at a dark alley. The one who guided you here pauses and catches his breath. He doubles over beside a massive life support unit that sends a lukewarm breeze across your skin. You stare at him, trying to recall anything about him. You notice his tattered jacket, his lightweight clothes. You remember the station runs something about the power that flows through the place. He looks up and meets your eye. What's going on, Sleeper? He swipes his forehead and floats away in a swarm of spheres. Talk to me. Who are you? You see a concerned frown across his face. Don't mess with me, Sleeper. That's not funny. He comes closer, eyeing you. What station are we on? You know his eyes waiting for the answer. Close your eyes, trying to recall. You force your way through the dark to imagine. It's the image of a station of a city growing back of a vast set of hexagonal solar cells. Shadowed by them, you open your eyes. Dark side. The word leaves your mouth like an exhale in an instant. Before you heard yourself sound it out, you didn't know it was there. Besides, and me, who am I? Use something to fear eyes or panic, perhaps. You stare at his face and a slight upturn in his mouth. The intensity of his stare, nothing comes. He closes his eyes, drops his head, puts a hand to his temple. The reboot. He's speaking quietly to himself. Laine interrupted the process and lifts his head and stares at you. We need to keep going. We need to leave. He turns and kicks off down the alley. Come on, the rig can't be far. You are led through the passages and serviceways of the station. You try to recall your life here. The texture, the temperature of the dark side feels familiar, but you struggle to pin specific memories to it. Focusing hard, you recall waking up in these passages, cycle after cycle. The rhythm of the station's flow over you. along with the crowds, and you recall desperation and the slow decay of your body that caused them. Then Laine, those pale eyes offering a glittering vial, stabilizer with the promise of supplying more. For your work, a deal he locked you into like a cage. There, your memory fails you, but in the dark beyond the moments, there's you with panic and fear remains. You're Laine's prisoner, Laine's plaything. You shudder in the cold passage. Wait, your guide holds up a hand, and you stop your guide using the wall. Ahead, you see the tunnel open. Okay, I think she's done. Ahead, you see the tunnel open up into a wide open bay with a few doors leading to cylindrical tunnels at the docks. You're waiting for the rig. He nods towards the docks, and you see one of the doors is a couple of figures flanking you. One covered in ornate tattoos, the other with bright silver implants along their cheekbone. Utsubo, Laine's guide, look at you, shakes his head in frustration. All this is not coming back to you, is it? Something catches your eyes, and you see he's playing with a coin, nervously turning it over and over. He sees you looking and slips it away. This hand is just, I'm a Serafin, alright? Looks pained when he says it. Laine, he was our captor, both of us. We did this so we can escape. We needed to reboot you to break your dependence and stabilize your process. You know what this is, right? He nodded repeatedly. But Laine interrupted me back there, and the reboot didn't complete, and he sighs and shakes his head. We can't still make this work. I'll lead them away, you get the dock, you go joking. If we make it into the rig, I know how to get us in. Got that? He searches your face for a sign of recognition. I've got it. Get the door open. He pats you on the shoulder. You know you can do this. Serafin kicks off hard, glides in the docks. Over here, shitheads and balances the guards as he barrels through. They immediately push off from the wall, giving chase. You wait. Okay. I don't want to read. Okay. During skill scenes, you may encounter skill checks where you can perform certain actions using your skills. Like the dice actions you will encounter later, skill checks have positive, neutral, and negative outcomes. The better your rating of your skill, the more likely to succeed on a check. The odds of success are displayed when you select a check. You can see more in the guide section at the pause menu. Continue. I'm going to pause a second until she's done crying. You wait a breath and glide across to the door. They were guarded. You look already panicked at the tightly sealed door. Its control panel locked out. You hear a shout from somewhere nearby. You need to get it open. All right, let's see our options. Interface is 50% positive, 50% neutral. So that's probably the one we'll go with. Engineer, 50% neutral, 50% negative. So this is the one we want to do. Hack the door. Positive outcome. Stress. You shift the control panel. Your fingers dancing across the keys without thinking. You access the maintenance layer and trigger a fire safety venting procedure. The panel drones out a clack sound. The door opens and pops with a hiss. Continue. Go, Serafin flies past you through the doorway into the docking tunnel. You turn to see two guards approaching fast across docks and quickly glide after Serafin. Serafin already at the rig's door and putting an entry code. The rig's door scissors open and you both rush inside. Quickly, Serafin grabs you by the arm, drags you up to the cockpit and the ship's layout. Hazy in your mind, he dumps you into the flight seat and straps himself into his own. You see him tap a series of buttons as he does, talking to himself. Come on. The rig's drive rumbles in the light and Serafin slams the button on the console. You feel the force of the ship's acceleration as it pulls away. Look, we got dice coming up. I think the actual game part is starting now. Alright, as the ship glides into place, the connecting bridge, the automatic system nudged there by the port stocking protocols, you feel a sense of relief. Serafin burned hard out of dark side. You dropped in and out of consciousness in your seat as the rig made its way across the belt. But now, with open space between you and Laine, you feel fresher, more awake. Serafin breaks the silence. We're good, sleeper. His eyes don't leave the monitor, and you realize this part of your escape is routine for him. You and he must have docked this ship countless times in your work for Laine. The problem is, you don't remember any of them. You made it, he whispers, closing his eyes and letting out a sigh. We certainly did. He turns and you see a pained look on his face, as if remembering something difficult. Have you said this exact thing to him before in the same situation? Are you okay? He looks at you, chewing one side of his lip, searching your face. Not really, he puffs. Serafin reaches up, flicking through a set of switches in a practiced fashion, completing the shutdown. You watch, a little frustrated with your own uselessness. Running the rig, you realize, is just another thing you've forgotten. A clunk that runs through the wall of the ship is followed by a short, percussive alarm tone from the pilot's console. Docking complete. Serafin kicks off from the seat, twisting as he glides past you towards the back of the cockpit. His hands find the rails on either side of the door, and he pauses, facing into the corridor beyond. He turns back to you, backlit in the cold cyan. We need a plan. He glances away. Laine's not going to let us slip away quietly, he sighs. We need to talk. Serafin frozen. Not now, Sigurd. We need to forget. He flinches, the words coming out of the room. We need to focus on something other than. He pauses again for us. He sighs. We need to survive the first thing. The things think first. Then maybe we talk. Fine by me. Serafin nods, but the tension remains. We have bought ourselves some time. He glances through the cockpit window at the blinking lights of the station. You may not remember Hexport, but I do, and there are plenty of opportunities here for us. If we can keep our head down. He turns back to the corridor. That's what we'll do. He pushes off and glides towards the main lock, and you follow, pulling yourself along, hand over hand in zero-G. We already emptied the tanks on this thing. He slaps a hand against the ship's inside. So we need to refuel, and that won't be cheap. But if you and I know one thing, it's how to work. I'm going to get myself reacquainted, see if I can turn up any old connections, people that might throw us an easy contract. He glances back over. You keep out of trouble. Low profile. Got it. Serafin stops the airlock. Stopping the reboot halfway through, he pulls a warm crew jacket from the locker and starts pulling on it. We don't know what that did to you. He jams down into sleep. I don't want you passing out in. He steps. I'll be fine. Serafin drops his head, swearing to himself. He grabs another crew jacket and tosses you. Just put the damn hood up, will you? You take it and sit down. Thank you. Serafin nods. He stabs the button and opens the lock. The inner door hisses open and Serafin glides through. Wait for a little bit, then leave. Anyone looking for us? We're looking for two people together, traveling together. He looks at you in your warm crew jacket and then disguise for what is clearly a sleeper. Meet back here later. Any trouble? Same thing. Meet here. Surveys your disguise again and checks it. This is a shitty idea. He gives you one last second. Maybe find yourself something to eat. Suddenly you recognize Serafin's instinct to look after you. A flash relationship now lost to the reboot. Catch, Serafin throws a handful of something towards you. You manage to grab the projectile. When you open your hand, you see a stack of cryo chits. Those should get you some food. We'll need some more fuel and supplies. That means odd jobs in the station for both of us. Serafin kicks off, glides down the dock. Don't go too far, right? He shouts as he leaves. Take it slow. And with that, he's gone, leaving the connecting bridge and heading into Hexport's docking concourse. You wait for a moment in silence. Make a plan. Try to think ahead what might be coming. You need to work. That's the first step. What? Then it will be coming eventually. The sooner you can put some distance between you and Hexport, the better. So that's the plan. Rust, resupply, and run. Shake the root from your head and pull the jacket tight. You see what Hexport has to offer you. You kick off and glide. Alrighty, tutorial. Welcome to Citizen Sleeper 2, Starward. The game runs in cycles, during which you can perform actions with your dice. Use crowd to buy food, fuel, supplies, and items. Progress clocks towards new scenes and events. You can guide tutorials at any time in the guide. Select locations up and down in A. Scroll the station with the left stick. Rotate the view with the right stick. Yeah, I never did much of this the last one. Okay, let's see. We have Hexport docks, the rig, Hexport exchange. Now, the rig is your ship, home in the Starward belt. While the rig is docked at the hub, there are multiple areas you can visit. Bunks, use dice to reduce stress. Galley, use supplies to gain energy. Other locations will unlock as you play. While the rig is in dock at the hub, your crew will also help to gather resources to contribute to the upkeep of the ship. You can choose which resources they should focus on. The crew's tax menu to the left, they have a random chance of acquiring at the beginning of the cycle. The clock is a cycle clock. It'll progress toward an event. Each cycle is completion. Okay. Just checking it. Export exchange. So those are the three places here. We have the docks, the exchange. Let's see the docks. Citizens agree to perform actions by assigning action dice to them. The higher dice you assign, the more likely you'll succeed at an action. Your dice will be modified by your skill, and your skill modifier for the action is displayed to the right and will reduce or increase the value of your dice assigned to them. Your skill checks dice actions have three outcomes: positive, negative, neutral. Each action also has a rated safe, risky, or dangerous, based on the outcome it has. The more dangerous the action, the more significant both its reward and consequence are. For more information on dice actions, see the guide. Pause. Okay. Chat to cruise, explore the docks. Okay, that's what we can do there. Down here at the exchange, we can trade scrap. We can impress the brokers. And the pause menu. Okay, that's where the guide is. And then this is our character. And yes, yes. I don't have any points to put anything, so just looking. Okay, our best stuff is interface right at the moment, so anything that's interface is probably what I want to do. Alright. I'm looking for food. Let me take some notes real quick. Just checking on it, see what like this one with a 3 might be. Let's impress the broker with our 5. Rules of the exchange. You just progress the clock. Clocks track your progress towards positive and negative events. You can be filled from. I could do probably one more. I still have a chance of a negative outcome there. It's risky, but I don't have much choice, I don't think. Wait, we did unlock something here. Export trade hall. Buy supplies. Buy fuel. If you have enough cryo, we might do that. And it's dangerous. We're gonna have to use our 2s on something, but I don't know what. Wait. If I hit the triangle, does it do anything here? No. What can we do here? Rig bunk, rig galley. So basically, okay. Okay, let's Let's use a 3 here, and the risky one. We just learned a new thing, I think. We did. The bends. Chaotic dockside bar. You can eat. Plastic bag of fish fried salt flecked tubers. The bends, fry bins, spacers, the back of that. Alright. We filled up our energy by eating at the bar. Alrighty. Oh, wrong button. Alright. You know what? I think we used the 3 here again. There's the exchange. Done. New location discovered. Excellent. Port canteen. Most tours have a canteen where they put their own dishes for the ride. Otherwise, okay. We don't really need to eat there at the moment. Export trade hall. That's all about spending money. So to find work, we're going to have to do something at this other place. And these are all risky. Look, bar. I want to gamble with not much money. We just we lose energy. We'll gain one more export expertise. Did that get us a new place? It did not. Let's use our last one. Lost energy again. But that did unlock this place over here, the warehouse. The warehouse at the export dock supplies of the station. Okay, we can do that there to make money, or no? Yeah, probably. Loading and unloading. I'm gonna go to the cheap place to eat again, and then I still have 10 units. I'll go over to the trade hall and let's buy fuel. Let's check on the ship. The ship is let's see the bunks. What can we do with the bunks? Rest and recover. Okay, we're not going to do that. We're going to end our cycle because that's it. That's what we're going to do for this one. And if nothing pops up, unless something does pop up, we're in trouble. Sleeper Serafin leans into the bunks you're getting up. Without further explanation, he disappears down the corridor towards the rear of the ship. You drift out into the passage, pulling on your clothes, and glide down like the rig, cooler and making you shiver. Serafin is silhouette silently leading the way. He stops the fire and diverting through a side door, shooting you a glance as he does. You find Serafin inside, holding up a tangle of iron thick tubes that are waving in the zero-G engine room. You know what these are? Tubes? Sir rolls his eyes, but you see the hint of a smile. Thanks, genius. These are engine feed lines. He waves one in the air. Before he asks, no, they aren't supposed to be waggling loose. What happened? These must have broken loose when we pushed that ship hard on the way out of the dark side. He looks at the mess. We are lucky. The reserve tank is empty. Otherwise, he shakes his head. It would have been bad. But, he pushes the pipe aside. No feed from reserve tank means that the rig's range is limited to the local region. Only he thumps the large lump into housing out of the engine. This thing can't take us anywhere far. So we fix it. Serafin says, that's the short of it. Serafin whacks the engine housing again and harder this time. It's not been our run of luck. He turns and starts gathering tangled feed lines, frustration evident in the violence of his move. We will need a new set of these, that's for sure. So how about you try tracking them down? I'll take a look at things here and see if I can figure out another fix for the reserve tank. He glances up from his work. From what I've heard on Hexport, Factory Row is the place to find ship fares. Maybe we can do some recon while I sort this place out. So on the other station. Okay, I'll take a look. Serafin keeps working. Wait, Serafin pauses, seeing that there's something else. He drops the feed lines to the float, waving in the air. Too close to see what I've heard. Word that Laine's on the hunt, and messages went out everywhere in the local radius of dark said he's looking for us. And we can't leave. Exactly, which is why we need those feed lines. I don't have the word to try something out. Maybe I can improvise a solution. I don't know. I'm no shop shit fitter. While I do, we go hunting, see what we can turn up, okay? He smiles a weak smile and get going. We leave the ship's engine, tank and Serafin clean up efforts echoing through the ship. Fuel feed lines, that's the next step. You take a deep breath and head out. Alright, new drive. The drive menu. Drives help you track and choose your objectives. It's easy. The arrow button's at the top left. Okay, yes, we know about drives. We go look here, we have one. But for now, we're going to hit stop. We're going to quit the main menu. Yes. And we're going to say thank you all for watching. You guys want to see more Citizen Sleeper? We'll play Cycle 2 soon. If there's other games on Game Pass or PS Premium, games are free to play. Games are sale you're interested in. You can write that down in the comments. I'll try to get to them as soon as possible. I'll see you guys all next time.